What's up, guys? Jamie Boom Boom here. The bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. We got a great one for you today. You will not believe what Sam Finn has accomplished, guys. Let's go! All right, Sam, what's going on, man? How are you?
How's it going?
Going good, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing this. So someone I met through Instagram, we have the same nutritionist or the same strength coach, right?
Exactly,
You work with JF?
JF, yes.
JF,
He's the one who helped me for the world record.
Yeah, so he came on the show and, we talked about you, and obviously you're someone that I want to meet. Because there's one thing that I've always thought when I was a kid. There was one thing I always thought, and it was big when I was growing up, was the Guinness Book World Records. Yep. There was the show, I forget who it was. I think it was the old, who was the guy that... Dean Keaton, I think, or he used to present like all the Guinness Book of Records. There was a show, and they'd have guys doing different feats. So I always want to either meet someone or do a world record. So for anybody that doesn't know, you're from Quebec.
Yes, sir.
You live in Montreal now.
Yeah, I'm from Montreal.
Awesome. And you decided, and I don't know why on earth you would decide to burpees as a Guinness Book of Records, but explain to us how it all came about. Explain to us how it started and what exactly you did.
Yeah, so in 2017, I lost my brother Sed to cancer, and he was only 27 years old. And it was a rare form of cancer called sarcoma. And I had no idea what that was, and a lot of people don't. And so for about a year, I kept looking for ways to get involved with the charity to raise awareness and money for research.
Okay.
And I thought, what better idea than to try a very hard Guinness World Record to raise awareness and also money. And then as to why the burpees, I tried a bunch of different exercises, and I wanted something that was extremely hard. And for me, burpees, you can't get out of it. It's always hard, no matter how good you are, no matter how in shape you are, burpees are always hard. So that's why I picked that movement.
And then, so at what point from when you pick the movement do you say, hey, I'm honing in on the Guinness World Records? Did you have to research, like say, oh, this guy did this many, I want to do this many? Or was it just like, I'm going for it, I don't care? Like, how does that work?
Well, it took one Google search. So I'm someone who, whenever I have something in mind, nothing will stop me. And as soon as I was typing for Google, I was like, whatever the result is, I know I'm going to want to beat it.
Oh my God.
So I just started doing research, and I was like, okay, so burpee, Guinness World Records.
Because I would think like 12 hours the record, like 12, maybe 10 hours, 12, 8.
So it's a number based on how much you can do in a set time
limit. Yeah.
So there's a record for 1 hour, there's a record for 12 hours, one for 24. And so initially I was hesitating between the 1 hour and the 12 hour, and then I thought it'd be harder the 12 hour one. So I picked that one. It was 4,500 when I signed up to beat it, and it got beaten twice while I was training. The last time
that must have been a nightmare, man.
It was hard. Well, the first time wasn't too bad because it was 45 when I signed up, but I was training for 5,000.
Okay.
Then it got beaten to 4,700, so I was like, fine, whatever. I'm training for 5,000. But then 3 weeks before my event, I had a failure in training, and the next day I just went online. I saw that the record was beaten. It was now 5,010.
Oh my God.
So that one was hard mentally.
And okay, so when you were training, like, how do you train for that? How do you prepare? Because I know, like a marathon, you can't run a marathon every day.
Yeah.
You run, you do some they call it like fartleks. You do some training, you do some sprints. Like, how does it work training for that many burpees? And how do you know? Like, there's no guideline for that.
Exactly, there's no guideline. And I started by doing just burpees. So I put on weighted vests and I did like hundreds of burpees every day, and I got injured real quick. I had to take some time off.
The body would break down.
Yeah, my body started breaking down. I got sick twice. Then my lower back, I started having a lot of pain. And so that's when I went to my trainer, Alex Doré, and I was like, Alex, I need your help.
Yeah.
And as soon as I told him the story and why I wanted to do it, he was like, I'm in, whatever it takes.
Wow.
And so he took charge of my training, and it was much smarter. So there was a lot of strengthening for my core, for my back, wrist, elbows were hurting, so there's a lot of strengthening for that as well.
All those joints, just constant pressure on the joints,
Yeah, so the volume was a lot less when Alex jumped in. So on Saturdays were my long sessions, but during the week there was a lot of strength workout as well.
Okay, try to maintain the strength, maintain the joints.
Exactly.
A lot of full range movements and stuff.
Absolutely.
Were you working with like a physio and something, or?
So I saw a lot of people. So I had a physiotherapist, I had an osteopath, and I had a massage therapist also, who really all three of those people really helped me.
And it's a good cause. I'm sure they were behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly, I was surprised. Everybody jumped on board. Even the massage therapist after the world record, he was like, come see me. And he didn't want me to pay. I was like, I want to pay you. Like, you already helped me for free.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah. People were just really amazing.
Because I'm a guy, I come from mixed martial arts, come from MMA. I've done wrestling, and I've trained with the best boxers. I've trained with the best boxers in Montreal, the best wrestlers, and all kinds of martial artists. But the one thing I'll say that everybody can universally say is the one exercise they hate is burpees. Like some
Yes.
people hate running, but some people like running. Some people hate
Yeah.
weights, but some people like weights. I'm a guy who would rather run than do weights. But one thing that everybody across the board hates is burpees. So mentally, like, what's your mindset going into the training? Was it like, was it like competition? Was it focused? Did you have to like become friends with the burpees? Did you have to enjoy it? Like, what's that like for your just mindset, like your mind?
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where sessions got a bit easier, but then on Saturdays it was like, okay, so
So how many would you do Saturday?
1,000, 2,000.
Wow.
My last test was like I had to do, I think, 3,000. And so it was during the summer also. So
You had never touched 5,000 though in training.
I never did, no, because it was too risky.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to get injured. But yeah, so during the summer, all my friends like on terraces or on boats having fun, and I had to go to the gym and do 2,000 burpees.
That's sacrifice, man.
It's sacrifice, but
yeah.
it was hard mentally because you start and you do 100 burpees and you're tired and your body's aching.
Yeah.
My elbow was hurting, my knee, ankle, all that. And then you're like, well, I have 1,900 burpees more to do. So I'm here for a few hours, So it was challenging, but I just kept breaking it down. And so I realized it's okay to want to quit in training, but just don't quit this set. So do 50 burpees. Anybody can do 50. And after that, I'd take a minute of rest. I'd do another 50. And while I was doing the 50, I was like, it's okay to want to quit, but quit after this set.
Right.
Quit after this set. And then eventually my body was like, you know what? I guess we're doing burpees today. And I kind of reached another gear and it was fine after that.
Wow. And what's the rules on that? Because I know burpees, like some guys cheat. They don't jump inside. They don't do full push-ups.
Yeah.
What do you have to do? Like, what is the standard burpee?
So for Guinness, you have to, first of all, everything needs to be taped. Mine was for 12 hours. You have to start the tape. There's few angles that you have to show. So there was 4 cameras on me at all times. And to start the day, you have to lean against the wall and you have to measure your height.
Okay.
Based on your height, you have to draw 2 lines on the floor to make sure that you have full range of motion.
Wow.
And then once you reach the push-up position, you have to go all the way down. Your chest has to touch the floor. Then you have to bring your arms out to the side as if you were forming a cross. That's how they know for sure your chest is on the ground. Because if you remain in the push-up position, your shirt could be touching, but maybe not your chest. But if you bring your arms out to the side,
Because now you're in full range of motion. This is a whole.
you're completely laying flat on the ground.
This is like other injuries that come up because if you get up lazy, now you're like kind of
Yeah, your shoulders are working
your
a
joints.
lot more.
Yeah.
Then you bring your arms back, you get up, and then you jump. But you don't have to touch your hands above your head.
Okay. Just get off the air.
Exactly.
Okay,
Both
so-
feet have to get
So
up.
you weren't jumping like full jumps. You were
No.
kind of keeping it low.
Exactly.
And then how does it work? Do you contact them, let them know you want to do this, and then after they follow up with you, or how does it work? Like,
So you sign up online.
Yep.
You fill up a questionnaire, and then it takes them about 3 or 4 months to review the application. Once you're approved, they send you all the documents, to all the guidelines. You mentioned the movement guidelines. There has to be judges, 2 judges at the same time. They have to alternate every 4 hours. So there's a lot of rules to follow.
did they bring judges? You had your own judges.
Own judges. They
Okay.
can. They say we can send someone, but we won't tell you, and we can't guarantee that someone will be
Okay.
there. So I had my own judges. They can't be family, and they can't be friends either.
So now it's official. Like you're in the books. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. After that, you have to send all the videos and all the judges' scorecards and all that. They take
That's so
another
cool.
like a few months to review everything. Then they approve it. So I got my approval probably 3 months after the
But
record.
you said like it was broken before you tried. Has it been broken since?
It's been broken since.
Oh, man.
A firefighter in the U.S. Broke it. He also wanted to raise money. I can't remember for which charity.
And how much money did you end up raising for your brother?
$70,000.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
That's
Congrats.
insane.
Yeah, that's
I
obviously
still
the
can't
biggest
believe it.
win. Yeah. So let's get into your history a bit because you're talking to Pascal here off air. You said, you guys did some modeling. So your background, you're a model obviously, but like how does training come into that? Because I don't think models, nothing against models there, but I don't think they're prepped to do that many burpees. I was a professional fighter. I would never be able to do it. What's your background in sport?
So growing up, I always played hockey. And I always wanted
Your
to play.
dad, man. Shout out to your dad. I was just saying, I used to play your dad on Sam, what's his name?
Stephen Finn.
Stephen Finn on the Quebec Nordique at number 29. I used to play because I used to play the Nordiques on NHL like 94, 93.
Yeah. So growing up, I wanted to be like my dad.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a professional hockey player. And I wasn't the most skilled hockey player, but when it came to physical conditioning, that was my strength. I was always the first in the gym, the last to leave.
Yeah.
So I was always very passionate about training. And that's where it started. I started training very young. Then when I stopped playing hockey, I always kept training. And actually for modeling, a lot of companies complain because I wouldn't fit in the jeans because...
A little bit too athletic build, I guess?
Exactly, yeah. So I don't have the typical model build.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever. I love training too much. I'm not doing it for the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Just for my mental health, I have to do it.
Yeah. So you're just like kind of training. It was do you hit HIIT or do you do just training in the gym? Was it like strength training? Was it bodybuilding?
I did a bunch of stuff. So after hockey, I did a lot of bodyweight stuff. Then I got into CrossFit for about 8 months. Then we started our company. So I basically stopped training for a little while just to get the company off the ground. And then when I got back into it, it was basically for the burpees.
The burpees, yeah.
Yeah.
So since then, have you done a burpee?
Yeah, I have. I took probably 3 months off because I got injured. My foot and my ankle got injured during the burpees. So I wasn't able to jump or do any sort of movement like that for about 3 months. But after that, I started doing them again.
So then, like, okay, so what's that like? You finished the competition. We saw the pictures. You're on the floor. You're completely exhausted. What's it like afterwards? Like, what does it feel like? I know David Goggins. I don't know if you follow him, but he talks. He's the runner. He was in the military in the U.S. He was on Joe Rogan a lot, and he talks a lot about running all these like constant marathons day after day and the feet injuries. And what does it feel like? So you did that one on Saturday?
Yeah.
So what does it feel like Sunday? What does your body feel like? What can anybody who wants to do 5,100 burpees?
5,234.
So if you, what's it gonna feel like the next day if somebody does 5,234 burpees? What do they feel like?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. I was surprised.
Come on.
I'm honestly like obviously going up the stairs, my legs were sore, but I thought I wouldn't be able to get off the couch. But I was able to move around. It was the night of mostly that was hard. I was in hypothermia. I was starting to get dehydrated at the end of the burpees.
Was your body like couldn't warm up? It was just cold, or
yeah, I think all my blood was concentrated near my organs to kind of protect myself. So at hour I think 8, because there was a doctor there to make sure that I was healthy and all that. Oh,
that's awesome! Yeah.
So the doctor kept poking my fingers to draw blood to measure my glycemic index, and there was no blood coming out of my fingers.
Oh
like
my
I was
God.
During my breaks, I was just laying there flat, like on the ground, exhausted, waiting for my next set of burpees. And then she was just trying to poke my fingers. She's like, "There's no blood coming out."
Did she stay with you the whole time?
Yeah, well, she was there close by the whole time.
Okay.
So anyway, all that to say that I was in a hypothermia after the event. So the night of was a bit harder. Had a hard time sleeping. But honestly, the next day it wasn't too bad.
What about the night before?
I couldn't sleep.
That's what I'm saying.
I was too excited. I just couldn't sleep.
Yeah. It must have been so nerve-wracking. And then like, so you do these burpees, and then so the whole day the Sunday you were just recovering, or?
Yeah, recovering. I had a few interviews to do after the world record, so I went to TVA.
You did it where, at Centre Expien?
Yeah, Centre Expien in Longueuil.
So then you did TVA, or?
Yeah, I did TVA the next day. So I was able to move around, but there was a good thing there was an elevator there, because going up the stairs was a bit painful.
So let me ask you, when you watch world record, I was watching some of the footage, some of the pictures. So you did say you did take breaks. So how does that work?
So basically, I have 12 hours. I can set my own pace. I can take breaks whenever I want.
5,000 burpees within 24 hours or 12 hours?
12 hours.
12 hours. Okay.
Yeah. So the way I had set it up is I was doing burpees at every 5-minute mark. So if it took me 4 minutes, I had a minute off. If it took me 4 minutes 30, I had 30 seconds off. When I started with a slow pace, and it was hard. I wanted to go a lot faster because the energy was amazing.
For sure, yeah.
But my trainer, Alex, he was physically pulling me back. He was like, no, slow down, because in training, I had cramped up when I tried to go too fast. So he was like, you don't want to do 6,000. You want to do...
Shout out to Alex, man.
Yeah. No, he really... he was amazing.
It's amazing that, like, even in a feat like that, you had to have a whole team with you. It's not just you, you know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not just me. The whole team that was surrounding me, they were all amazing. JF took so much of his time to help me out.
Yeah.
The whole setup at the gym, everybody who came.
Pat Cote was there too, I guess.
Pat Cote was there. Yeah, they were all the guys who owned the gym.
That's
were there.
awesome.
It was incredible. The energy was amazing. The support I felt was crazy.
Yeah. And then, so now, I mean, I hate to ask you because obviously it's such a great feat, but like, do you have any other plans? I mean, is there...
That's the question. As soon as I beat the record, I was like, okay.
What's next?
And it's funny because the next day people were like, oh my God, like, how do you feel? You have a world record. I was like, bro, I don't care. Like people were asking me, are you still the same guy? Are you in the book? Are you in the Guinness book? I was like, I don't care. I didn't ask that question. For me, it was not about that. It was about the message and the fundraiser.
Wow.
But for the feat itself, it was like I was like depressed afterwards. I was like, I don't know.
It's over.
It's weird, man.
But it's like an adrenaline dump. Like after a fight, sometimes I'm in fight camp. I'm so into it. Then when the fight ends, you're like, even if you win, you're like, meh.
I can imagine, yeah.
Because you just want the end to come so bad. You know, we talk about this with Pascal. You're cutting weight and you want that meal so bad. Then when it comes, you're like,
I imagine.
Okay. But it wasn't like I thought it would be. You know, maybe the first bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. Once you reach a goal, you're like, That's it. You know. So I feel like it's the journey.
The journey, man. It's such an important message.
The journey, the community around all of that was really amazing. But the record itself, like when the guy who beat it after me, people were asking me, "Are you disappointed?" I was like, I could not care less.
You're still a world record holder. Yeah. What about like for sponsors? Who are the sponsors behind the event? Because you said like community behind it.
We were super late in terms of sponsors.
Gathering marketing.
Yeah, exactly. So we started about 3 weeks before the event, so we didn't have many sponsors. But it was mostly Saint-Expéan, my osteopath Eric, massage therapist Tom. A lot of people, Dom from Next Gen Physio was also sponsoring, and he helped me. So mostly the team that helped me.
And the treatments were all covered and everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great, yeah. So you don't know right now, like, is it a situation where, because you're still a fit guy, obviously, is it a situation where you need another cause to do another world record, or is it something you know maybe one day you'll just?
I'm torn. Feel like doing I'm torn. I feel like I need another mission. But at the same time, it's like if I'm always chasing something, I'm having a hard time discovering who I really am personally. Like because I'm a guy who always likes to chase. But if I'm not chasing, I'm like, who am I? Like, what do I want? What do I like? And so I'm torn. I'm like, do I start chasing something else? Should I maybe work more on myself, figuring out who I am and all that? So it's a struggle that I'm having right now.
Yeah, it's a daily struggle. I think it's good that you're just trying to, better yourself. As long as people are trying to better themselves, that's what the message we're trying to push, with fighting, with everything we do. And BTC here, the production team, it's not about, beating this guy, but if you're making yourself better 1% every day, and you're working on yourself. I just got an idea. We'll talk off air. Pascal wants to do a 24-hour challenge. Maybe you get involved in that. We should do something. We should do a fundraiser, the three of us or something. You did something last year. Maybe we'll get something going. You'll see the bee's knees there in the future doing something crazy with Sam Finn. We'd love to do something with you, just garner some attention, do some fundraising.
I'd love to.
Here at BTC, every quarter we like to do, well, especially them, they do like a community stuff. We collected trash in the park last quarter. So we like to do stuff to help the community. We're a community show as well. So
I'd love to get involved.
Yeah, for sure, man. It'd be great. So right now you said you have a big company that kind of had, you could train less, model less. You stopped kind of modeling. What's your company? What are you guys doing now?
So our company is Ergon Office, and we're a direct-to-consumer brand offering ergonomic office products. Mm-hmm. So sit, stand, desk, ergonomic chairs, accessories, and stuff like that. And so it really took off, and so that's why I had to stop modeling. We have a great group of people. Our employees are really amazing.
Ergonomics, I've heard that term before. What does that refer to?
Ergonomics is basically your position while you're working.
Okay.
So instead of, say, a traditional desk that isn't height adjustable, it's going to be at 30-inch height. But it's probably too high for some, too low for others. Right. And so you want the furniture around you to be adjustable to you. So
that's brilliant.
When you spend a lot of time at your desk, you're not developing injuries or pains and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what we need here at the show here. Get me a good chair where I'm going to do these long form podcasts. I need to be we got come on, step up your game, Boom Boom Show. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, so that's interesting. So that's keeping most of your time occupied right now.
Exactly, yeah.
You guys are Montreal based, I guess?
Montreal based, and we ship all across North America.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we want to see you. Man, we got to figure out something to do for you, man, because you're still a fit guy. You're still young, 30 years old, you told me, and you look in great shape, and I'd love to see you do something. And again, when I saw that, and when I worked with Jeff and I saw he was posting about you, I'm like, this is a guy I have to meet again, because growing up, my whole thing was Guinness Book of World Records. There was a big show. It was very popular. It was very popular when I was growing up, and I always still watch. Every week I'd watch and see what the new records are, and there was always crazy stuff, and I always thought, like, these guys are crazy, but I guess you don't have to be crazy to do it. You can just be a regular guy.
And people expect us to be crazy, but then you meet
people
them
putting like the most swords down their throat.
Yeah, that might be a bit crazy. But it was funny because I remember I was having a conversation with some friends over dinner, and they're like, "Oh my God, this guy just broke a world record for the most push-ups and everything." And then when it got to burpees, because I was doing it, it was like it was normal. So we look at other people as if they're crazy, but dude, we're all just normal people who dare to do a lot of things that are big. So don't set yourself short is what I can try to say, I guess.
Yeah. Because and like you said, it's the journey. Once you start going, you go, and then you take one foot and another foot and another foot.
Exactly.
What's the craziest world record that you've seen? Did you have you followed up with them? Are you on the site, or is there anything? Do they post frequently? I don't really follow anymore.
Yeah, they do.
I used to when I was a kid.
They post frequently, not as much on sports.
It's still Guinness that runs it, right?
It's still Guinness. Yeah, it's still Guinness. Yeah. They reached out to me when COVID hit initially because people were training from home, so they wanted to know how I prepared and how I went through the challenges mentally. So we did, I think, a blog article with them.
But you did it before COVID.
I did right before.
Okay.
But during the beginning of COVID, they were looking for ways to help their community with mental health and all that. So that's why they reached out to me to see how, what was my thought process when I was struggling.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Where are they based out of, Guinness?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Is it American?
It's a good question.
Yeah, Guinness. Maybe
I should
Guinness
probably
beers
know,
in
but
Ireland. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm interested now. Like, I want to get back into it. I wish they had like more show on primetime
Yeah,
TV. We
yeah.
could watch it because again, growing up, it was so interesting. Like, and now that I get to meet a Guinness Book World Record holder, I find that's just a really cool thing.
It is. It's a cool thing. And you look at, you mentioned David Goggins. He broke the world record for
Pull-ups or something, yeah.
I think he did like 4,000
Yeah.
in 12 hours. And I think the record is now like 7,000 something. It's just
Wow.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, the feats of strength are a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it, man. Look, thanks for coming. That was super awesome, super fun to talk to you. I really wanted to like pick your brain about that because it's something that, again, I know a lot of people are interested in, you know, especially people who follow that stuff. I mean, the Guinness Book of Records, that's a cool thing, man. And so what was the celebration like last thing? What was the celebration like when you were done?
I didn't celebrate.
Oh, man.
I didn't,
Not
honestly.
even a good meal or maybe some beer or something? You said you sacrificed, you missed a whole summer long of
Oh, I did have a few drinks
Okay.
because I stopped drinking probably 2 months before the
Okay.
event. So afterwards, I did have a few drinks the following week, not the same night. But there was no big celebration. The 1 year anniversary, my father organized an event with my family.
Nice, okay.
They did a whole video of the highlights, and they
if
they
you do
actually-
another one, let us know. We'd love to.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be
I don't
great.
know. Maybe
That'd
I'm
be-
speaking out of turn here. BTC would love to be a part of it, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that was a celebration that we did for the 1 year anniversary, and who knows, it might not be the end.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks for
Sam,
having me.
Guys, that was awesome, man. Guys, we don't ask much. Like, comment, subscribe. That was an amazing one, guys. A world record holder, the Guinness Book World Records. Guys, remember those crazy people with, I don't know, putting swords down their throat? Now you have Sam Finn doing burpees, guys. We're going to do, I want everybody out there, give me 10, 20 burpees just for this interview.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Peace, guys. Thanks.